Welcome to From Dirt We Grow. And if you've been here before, first of all, I appreciate it. And second, you should know that lately I've been talking with these grassroots candidates that are running for the cause. We're in this grassroots movement right now, and I feel like I'm a part of the movement by helping to spread the word. And I hope that the message is getting through because it's so important right now for us to talk with these folks that are actually running for the people for the right reasons. So today I welcome Mr. Juan Arauz. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Stephanie. Thank you. And hi to everybody listening out there. It's a pleasure.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. So tell us a little bit about you. Who are you?
My name is Juan Arauz. I'm a Democrat running for Congress to represent Florida's 14th district. Well, I'm not a politician by trade or really by choice. It's really more a matter of I feel compelled that I have to run, that I have to try and take this, take part in this ongoing, shall we say, ideological conflict for the soul of America, however people want to try to phrase it. I'm a journalist, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm a nerd. I'm a filmmaker. So I've always had this wild hair up my you know where when it comes to digging for the truth and speaking truth to power and speaking up for folks who are either too scared or too nervous or feel frightened of trying to challenge people in power, even in our own nerdy little community. That's my passion. That's what I do as my trade, as my livelihood. In order to pay the bills, I have to work in the health insurance business. So I will apologize in advance for that. Specifically, I work with folks who are on Medicare as part of the Medicare Advantage program, which is something that I had my problems with over the years working in it. The only the only reason why I'm still employed is I've been at this company where I work at for 5 years, and it's just to keep the roof over my head. I have no ideological oh rah rah sis boom bah. I'm a big fan of these people and this it's literally just to pay the bills.
Being that you have this healthcare background that you have,
Mm-hmm.
how much does that correlate to your kind of policies, to your motivation?
It actually does correlate almost directly. Now, of course, my job entails me working with people who are enrolling into Medicare Advantage health insurance plans. I am not of the opinion that Medicare Advantage program should even exist. I believe that any of these sort of benefits that are being put in by these private insurance companies, like vision, dental, hearing, prescription drug coverage, coverage for long-term care, coverage for like diabetic supplies and for chronic conditions, or for people who are also enrolled in their state Medicaid programs. I believe this is something that should very easily already be an existing Medicare, in the existing nationwide Medicare program, and that it should actually be on a nationwide scale for everyone to be able to take advantage of. So that's why when I was first trying to come up with my position on healthcare, it's like, okay, how can I get the most direct approach on expanding Medicare for all? Okay, we've got United Healthcare. It is the single largest health insurance provider in the country. They have the largest network. They have the largest infrastructure. They have the most coverage available for millions of Americans. Why not take those resources over here from United Healthcare, using the power of Congress's eminent domain, and fold that into the Medicare program, integrate it all one for one, and remove the minimum age requirements for Medicare, and include these additional benefits that the private insurance companies are bought into for Medicare Advantage in order to basically make them obsolete. It is dramatic, and I'm doing this. You could say I'm doing this with a vendetta against United Healthcare. You can make that argument. We'll have that argument, and we can have a good time throwing down about that. But the fact of the matter is, if we hammer this out correctly, it will work perfectly, and it will actually be able to expand Medicare to all U.S. citizens.
I hear you on that. Actually, I feel the dramatics that you're coming from because honestly, with the normalization of how everything that is unnormal in reality has become so normalized, you've
Hmm.
got to have dramatics to get people to change their minds about it, to get people to get off of their butts about it, you know?
Yep.
Um,
But I totally agree,
yeah.
and you know, sometimes you got to be bold. Sometimes you got to be bold. You got to be hard. You got to
Yeah, there you
stick
go.
together.
Yeah.
All I know is love will save
Let's
the
save the
day.
day. Hey.
Yeah. Another fun fact: I randomly break into song if lyric happens to cross by my mind.
I do too. Don't you don't know.
I'm gonna have to work backwards with the acronym, but it works. So the Fair and Reasonably Equitable Entitlement for Low-Income Underinsured Individuals Guaranteeing Insurance Act, or you could just shorten that down to the Free Luigi Act.
I love it.
The Free Luigi Act, and I'm not sorry about that. Number Luigi, number
Yes.
one.
Ah, yes. Luigi, Mario.
Exactly. I'm aiming to misbehave here, so that's why I have no apologies for the language that I use when it comes to how I deal with things in the political arena and naysayers and critics and all that jazz.
Good for you, and I respect you for that. Speaking of DC,
Hmm.
when you make it to the floor,
When exactly? Yes.
what are you gonna do? What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Okay. First thing is I'm not going to lie. I've actually made a campaign promise. I am going to introduce articles of impeachment against Donald Trump my very first day in office. I do not give a damn. I do not care. I'm going to get that done to help with the consequences from there. I'm going to set the tone when it comes to that. And I know that there are other progressive Democrats who are also running on the similar platform there who also want to introduce articles of impeachment. So to them, I would simply say, hey, buddies, let's all get together. Let's actually draw this up. That way, once we're done getting sworn in, the first thing we can all do together is like, okay, we've got at least this many people already behind articles of impeachment on Donald Trump. Let's get this going.
Let me interject right quick and
Hmm.
say that the same exact answer to that question from Mr. Robert People,
Yep.
Florida 15.
Oh, yeah, no, Robert People. That's awesome. So that's one other co-signer over there. So we've got one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyone else wants to jump in and help us get that party started, I'd be more than happy to put y'all on the guest list.
Awesome.
That's why on the video that I published promoting the bill, I went ahead and I opened it up to my constituents in Tampa Bay and my fellow congressional candidates. If you're also down with Medicare for All, I want to hear input. I want to know what take they have. And I'd be more than happy to listen as long as we can keep the main goal of this being a Medicare for All full stop. We're not going to be we're not going to be tiptoeing around like, oh well, how about we just tweak this thing in Medicare and in like 15 years it'll go drop from age 65 to age 63. That's progress, people. No, it's not. That is progress if you're a snail trying to go uphill in wintertime
Yeah.
in the tundra. Of course, I'm the kid to a single mom who's an immigrant, and so I'm half Puerto Rican, half Ecuadorian, half New Yorker, half Floridian, all American.
Oh, I love that.
That's the way I see it over here.
I love the way you put that.
Appreciate it. It's how I tried to get through it all, and of course things weren't easy with my mom growing up. um we had difficulties with her being a single mother. I had my younger brother and then our baby sister after that. So yeah, I'm the fourth of six kids, so it's pretty wild. But that's not what's important. What's important is we're all family, and I love my siblings to death. With how I got together with my wife, who was legitimately, she was my high school sweetheart.
Aw.
We'd spent junior year in high school is when I met her. Senior year is when we got together. Got back together 2 years later, and that was like the moment of like, okay, no, this, like, she's the one. This has to be it. This is meant to be. We're gonna get married, and
Aw.
which is why we're the biggest dorks, and we had our wedding on Valentine's Day, and
Aw.
the month after is when our kid came out. And like it wasn't easy for us because young kids, like barely 20 whatever, um trying to like make a living.
Navigate life.
Yeah, like we got a newborn. I'm literally working in a restaurant. She was working at a Starbucks. Just like going through it and also trying to finish school. When life started piling up, I had to drop out, even though I was getting pretty close to graduating. But we didn't let that stop us. We've built a good life. My brother lives with us, and so it's us four. Our kid has three grown-ups that they can go to for support, for advice, and that's already leaps and bounds better than I had growing up.
Oh,
And also now with me also having two girlfriends. Yes, my wife and I are polyamorous. We have an open marriage. We share one girlfriend, and I have a separate girlfriend on my own. Like, so that it basically means that my kid, he's got, they've got like two aunties or five adults in total.
wow. So that is huge for you to put out there because, as I said, our change is scary for people. And that's something that is not quite, I don't know if it's accepted as much as it should be, or
I don't have favorites. I don't pick favorites over any of them. Yes, my wife and I, we've known each other the longest, and she and I are bound together. We have our family together, but we also have our shared girlfriend. I also have my own girlfriend separate from that, and we all have our own dynamic in our relationship, and all 100% in communication with each other. And it makes no difference to us how we like have our sort of connection with each other because
your personal life is your business. Like, as
exactly,
far as it, yeah,
exactly.
it doesn't make you who you are as a person or what you can do for the people. So how can we come together when the system profits off of our many divisions?
Folks like to take a look at this entire ordeal as red versus blue, left versus right, progressive versus conservative. My deal on this is the wealthiest people in the country who own more than anyone can ever hope to amass in a single lifetime versus everyone else, versus the rest of us. Like every single one of us who's had to work a crappy job at the mall, or who's had to do temp work, or who's been unemployed for over a year. And this is the experience that I'm bringing in because I've been unemployed for over a year before. I've done temp work, some of which where they even tried to fleece me out of my money for that temp work.
Mhm.
I've been in crappy jobs where I wasn't respected, where I was just treated like a interchangeable cog rather than human being. I've been in the same trenches that the majority of Americans are in right now because we've allowed ourselves to be distracted from what's really happening. What's
Mhm.
really happening is that the people in power have been amassing wealth, they've been amassing control, they've been consolidating all of this over the years, and we've let them do it. And that is not how we're meant to live as human beings. We're not meant to fight each other over scraps. We're meant to cooperate. We're meant to consolidate the resources that we have and bring those resources to each other and spread it equitably amongst ourselves and amongst each other. Everyone pulling their own weight and everyone doing everything they can to make sure that we all prosper as a group, as a community.
Right. Yeah.
And like it's and I'm even going to have people who argue with me like, oh well, this is your first foray into politics. I don't see you doing any donation work. I don't see you doing any nonprofit work. Yeah, no, you're right. I haven't done too much nonprofit work. I'm trying to work. When like I'm too
Yeah.
busy trying to work to be
Yeah.
able to have the spare time to do nonprofit work or to try to do a lot of like fundraising and stuff. And that's not from a lack of desire. It's literally a lack of time. And we need to be able to address these problems, and we need to be able to address how we can have the society that we all want here in order to be able to prosper. Because I don't care what your creed is, what sort of way of life you live. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, freaking Pastafarian. I don't like you're black, white, brown, Asian. I don't none of that. That's not what's important to me. What's important to me is okay, you're wanting to pull yourself up, you're wanting to make something of yourself, and you want to work, you want to be able to provide a good life for yourself and for your family and the people in your life. You want to be able to be a good provider. That's something that I had drilled into me since I was 11 years old. And I know this is something that so many other people really want at their core. We don't really want to be arguing with each other over these
Non-progressive issues.
Exactly. It's like what we really need is we need to empathize with each other. That's why another element to my campaign is that I plan to represent Tampa Bay and to govern in the House of Representatives using radical empathy. That is my guiding like mantra for that. It's how can I bring the most good for my community, and to hell with the consequences at that point. It's like, okay, like I'm also teaming up with Alan Henderson. He's another young buck. He's actually running for mayor for Tampa Bay, and he also wants to work on revitalizing our public transit system here. And that's something that he and I have in common. I want to, help bring a new renaissance to like public transit, something that'll help us bring down the cost of public transportation and expand it out, not just over here in Tampa Bay, but nationwide. I want us to be able to support programs that actually make things easier for community over here.
I am so with you on all of that, and I know a lot of people are. These people that are, I don't know, mega, I guess you want to say, are basically for themselves until it affects them. How do
And
we?
even then, when they're hit with the cold hard truth, they'll still try to find a way to
Oh yeah,
rationalize around it.
yeah, yeah.
And it's
Because it's hard
depressing.
to admit when they're wrong. You know,
No one likes admitting when they're wrong.
right?
And like that's even something that I make a point of mentioning whenever there's any sort of story that we have on our channel. That like, okay, well, no, I was mistaken when it comes to this one bit of information on a story that we've been following. So
Yeah,
I was wrong.
yeah.
Okay, here is the correct information. That's my bad. Here's the information that we're looking for. So like even if I need a correction right there on the spot, I'll do it with a smile on my face. I don't care, because the truth is what matters. Being
Exactly.
factual is what matters. Being accountable to my audience, to our team's audience, that's what matters.
Well, that's good to know about you. That's good to let the people know about you that that matters to you.
Thanks, I try.
Yeah. So thanks for clarifying that. Now, where can we find you? Besides, yeah, did I ask you that already?
You had not asked me that yet, but I will tell you. You can find me on TikTok. It's the Juancho 86. So TheJuancho 86. Or you could just type in Juan Arauz for Congress, and you'll see my name on there, Arauz. You can see also my campaign's website is just my name, juanarauz.com. I've got the printout for my entire platform on there. I'm also supporting things like improving rights for prison reform. I want to help institutionalize bodily autonomy legislation in order to help bring back the guardrails for women who are seeking abortions, and for members of the trans community who are looking to get life-saving medical care that's classified as gender affirming. The pain in the butt that the government has been putting us through. Now they're looking to criminalize binders for women.
Yeah.
So which are like used to bind down their breasts so that they can actually have more of a masculine appearance for themselves, because not everyone can afford top surgery. And now we've got freaking stuttering, like brain wormed RFK Jr. literally trying to get that criminalized and get people punished for wearing binders. I'm like, buddy,
Every single person in this administration does not have any qualifying right to be in the position they're in. I can't take any of this seriously as far as anybody in any position of authority in this administration.
and I'm the same way. It was like, it's literally like, okay, we've got a failed businessman running the government.
As a business,
Yeah, and he's running it as a business, and he's a failed at that multiple times. Do we have to relitigate that stuff?
yeah,
Like, I literally had people trying to poo poo the fact that I'm challenging Kathy Castor. She's been in Congress for 18 years. She has served 9 terms. She's going for the tenor. I'm looking to keep that from her, not because she's particularly bad at her job, and because I used to support her. My wife and I, we used to support Kathy Castor, but she is not up to this moment. She is not. She's been. She had 2 opportunities to at least do a symbolic vote on impeachment on Donald
yeah.
Trump. One time she voted against it, and the other time she just voted present.
Mm.
I don't know which is worse. She is also one of the folks who's responsible for the TikTok ban, which now has our platform like literally in the hands of the Ellison family. For crying out loud, that's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to open up. You'll see on my website juanarauz.com, donate over there, like, and that's something that I really do need help with because I do need to either collect a boatload of signatures or somehow end up amassing about $10,545 by April. And it's insane.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see me on there. I'm on Twitter. It's Juan Arauz 2026. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Juan Arauz for Congress, and I'm also on Blue Sky, which is just the Juan Show at bluesky.social.
Good to know. All
I'm
this will be in the episode description box, and please check him out because he is one of the people here for running for the people, not for these ulterior motives. And
I t-
yeah,
I pride myself in not taking a single dollar in corporate PAC money. I do not take foreign influence money, unlike Kathy Castor. She has 93,910 reasons why she hadn't
mm,
condemned the war in Gaza.
mm.
So you can make of that what you will. I've spoken about that at length, so the less I say at this point, the better. What's more important is I will not take any corporate money.
Good,
I
good to
will
know.
only serve the people of Tampa Bay. If there's people out of state who are looking to donate because you want to support another progressive candidate over here, someone who's got no filter on me, and someone who's actually willing to take the fight to MAGA, to the Republicans, and to the establishment in order to actually support regular people in what we really need, then you can send that my way. You can contact me on there. I'm an open book. If you have questions about my policy, I'll be happy to answer it however I can.
Honestly, there's so much to cover, and I focused on healthcare because that's your background. But you brought up, the prison reform, and these issues with
Mm-hmm.
women's rights, and it's so important to get to all of these issues. And I wish we could. You're welcome back anytime. Obviously, we can go over some of those issues because prison reform, that's another one of the big things that I cover on my show that I feel needs to be addressed and is just not being addressed at all. So, as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and split this into a two-part episode. Look for Juan Arauz part two coming up soon.
It has to start somewhere. It has to start sometime. What better place than here? What better time than now?
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
And as always, thank you to my audience. Get the word out. Please spread the message. This is so important right now. We cannot let them take away midterms. We cannot let them take away our voice. Get the message out, get the word out, and stay tuned. Until next time, from Dirt We Grow. Stay strong, everybody. Stay safe.